Zaba zaba zaiza. Come on, Zoe. You can't play this and not do this.
And not say something.
Come on now.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, welcome to the final hour of the show. And what a way to close it out. And today is no ordinary day. We have a true South African legend in the building, a man whose voice and presence has lifted our screens and lifted our spirits up and inspired generations across Mzansi. He's a powerhouse of talent, a storyteller, a presenter, an actor, a role model, a man with the heart of the people. Whether you remember him as a vibrant host of Jam Alley or as the ever calm and confident face of Live Lotto Draw, this man has become a household name. As an actor, he's graced top shows like Scandal, Isibaya, The Queen, The Wild, Family Secret, and most recently he's been shaking things up in the legal drama Law and Love and Betrayal. As a voice of hope, he's been an MC for some of the country's biggest events. As a mentor, he continues to use his journey to inspire the next generation through the Nimrod Nkosi Foundation. But beyond the fame and accolades, he's a proud family man, a man of purpose, and someone who truly understands the power of storytelling and human connection. So this morning, grab your coffee, sit back and enjoy, because you're about to hear from a giant in the industry. Please help me welcome Nimrod Nkosi.
Legend stuff.
Sawubona, sir.
Sanbonani, thank you so much for inviting me. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for that introduction as well.
Oh, thank you for honoring the invite, sir. So mina Zoe ngihamba no, I think they'll talk for themselves.
In front of you. I'm so happy to be in front of you, like talking here on VMC Planet Radio. It's so enjoyable meeting different people with different personalities. So I really hope this show will be the best.
Thank you, Martin.
Yes, and I'm the only guy with the ladies. So at least today you are helping me. Tumelo Shabalala, Tumelo Joseph Shabalala, the Mambazo way. The way. It's an honor. It's an honor to have you here. I think of all the guests that we've had, I think you are the highest profile.
Yes.
You've done a lot for this country. We can dream today because of people like you, right?
Thank you.
And I think before we go into it, I just want to take it back, man. I want to throw in that first question, right? The year is 1994.
Yeah.
Where are you? Where is your mind at? What's happening?
Jeez. Could this be happening?
Man.
Wow.
Is this true?
Yeah.
Chief Pambata, are you proud?
Okay.
King Shaga, are you proud?
Yeah.
Was it worth it? King Dingani, was it worth it for you?
Yeah.
All you slaves that drowned in the seas across Africa, is this worth it for you? Can you feel the reverberation, the love, the ululation of Africa in one?
Wow.
For those who did not see it, for those who were thrown to Brixton police station, for those who were told that your kid hung himself with a shoelace. Steve Bantu Biko. Do you see, do you approve of what is happening? Am I Nimrod Nkosi? Am I alive to see this? Is this happening?
Wow.
Sure.
That's
That's intense. So intense.
And so interesting.
It's so
we wish you want to know what and then
You know, Thabo Mbeki, our previous president gave a speech. I am an African.
Oh, beautiful speech.
I think what you just did now, I sort of felt how they felt, those guys in Parliament, when he was sharing that speech.
Yeah, man.
This is a poem. Guys, please send me. I want to use that as a poem. Was it worth it? 1994.
Was it worth it?
Now, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I appreciate
Welcome
it.
to the show.
Thank you so much.
Welcome
It's
to
a
the show.
pleasure.
Thank you so much for honoring us, sir. So I just want to take it back to when did you realize that you want to be in front of the camera? When did it spark that? Because everybody maybe want to be a policeman or a nurse or whatever. Why? And obviously at that time, TV and entertainment wasn't as, popular as it is now. So when did you realize that you want to be in front of the camera?
It's not as much as wanting to be in front of the camera, it's the
Okay.
realization of when I wanted to entertain.
Okay.
And this goes back to when I was 7. Ekasi, I was a storyteller, always making jokes
Yeah.
at Ekasi,
Okay.
but my grades were up there. I'll kill you with my grades.
Okay.
While I entertain you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was that love. It was Tina Maskula Begenziwa, the native play, the story of Jesus Christ and
Okay.
So they'll choose a Joseph and I'll be a Joseph.
Yes, Joseph's are always inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it would be things like that grew into church dramas, that grew into localized community dramas, that grew into inter-schools competitions, that grew then into, bigger platforms. Opera Peter, then when we were growing up, doing then what was Standard 3, he'd be there. And we'd be doing that, we'd be auditioning opera or Gibson Kent.
Wow.
Trying to get in there, but we couldn't be there,
Before you finish, do you think we have a Gibson Kent of our generation? Because almost
Now.
everyone from your era mentions Gibson. The late,
well, it's like you'll never, because
One of one.
purely we will never have you, Msheng.
Okay.
Because you were designed to be you, to do what is you.
Yeah.
So we'll never have another you. There can never be another you. There can never be another Scorsese.
Yes, sir.
Or there can never be another Spike Lee, Bill Duke.
Yes, sir.
There can never be any other Nimrod Nkosi.
One of one.
It's
Yes,
one of
sir.
one all
Yeah.
the way.
Yeah.
But do these people affect us in a positive way? Yes, they do.
Okay.
But they'll never be
They will never.
that person.
Oh, yeah. So can you please share the memorable moment or the challenge from your early days at FUBA Academy that shaped you as an artist?
At FUBA was the Federated Union of Black Arts. So at the center of it, when I decided truly I'm going to follow dramatic arts, I wanted to be a lawyer. And but I knew Uguti, there was something in me that was far more hotter. The light and the energy of it was far greater. Law was intriguing, law was beautiful. Certainly, I had family members who were in that fraternity, so it would have been a good thing to go into. But Mark Twain says the two most important days is the day you were born and the day you find out what your purpose was. The day why you were born. So when I discovered the why, I needed the where, and FUBA provided that. I could have gone to VETS, I could have gone to this and that. But the appeal for me was the nostalgic proximity of FUBA to Doke House, to the Avalon, to the Market Theatre, to the Market Laboratory, that Afrocentric vibrance that you found it at the hub of that. And there, I would not have met a young Moses Mlelegwa, seeing him playing the piano, and all of us drama leaving our class just to peep around and see who is this person killing this like Abdullah Ibrahim. I would have never seen Oprah Slylo Silota tuning his guitar. I would have never seen Mrs. Judith Sipuma warming her voice.
Legends.
I would have never seen Faniki, who was a sculptor. I would have never seen guys in fine art discussing the art history, which I eventually got into slowly, sneaking and listening to art history. I'm not a perfect artist myself, but art history, I'm proper.
Looking or speaking on law, I just want to ask you, are you happy? Are you happy with the state of our entertainment industry today, with things like awards, things like social media influencers, or at the height at which we are exporting our crafts?
Jeez.
Having started where you started, because you literally are the blueprint of us presenters, singers, actors. I mean, the people that you are mentioning are giants in their own right. Looking at everything that's happening 30 years, 40 years deep, Are you happy? Are you satisfied? Do you have a center for where our art is?
Look, triple and tandem question there, man. You know, what do I answer? Let's first start with the happiness of who I am and where I am. I'm happy with who I am, the decisions that I have made as Nimrod Nkosi, right, in this industry.
Yeah.
So I'm happy with that.
Okay.
But obviously, I live within a community of entertainment. You know, it is this business that gave me a break.
True.
You know, it gave me a platform to express the creativity that the giver of light and love gave it to me to share. So I love that about the industry, that there can be the new best thing.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? I love the industry that we could be shocked by an amazing Jordan Peele.
Hey.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We could be shocked by a lollipop.
Okay.
You know, so I love the germination of many ideas that come around. We're like KwaZulu Natal now that we're shooting there.
Yeah.
We're shooting Ovenda, we're shooting Kiani, we're shooting Wandebele, things like that to give those kids hope. That you don't have to actually travel all the way to here. Yes, it is a melting point, you know, but I love inspired me.
Yes, sir.
You know, Ubabu Jabulani Mdlalos inspired me. Ubabu Sox Gubega inspired me. Ubabu VVO inspired me.
Yes, sir.
Ubabu Collins Mashicho inspired me. Bob Mabena
the
inspired me. You know what I mean? Glenn Lewis Asebuputatswana inspired me.
Legends.
Dambi Sakente inspired me.
Hey, you're dropping names.
Name dropping. Icons.
All I'm trying to say is to give you how the game progresses and how you get onto it.
True.
You did not find a vacuum.
Yeah.
You did not find an empty space that you built. So that's why, as a younger generation, the respect is not to say, oh, no. It's to truly understand.
To draw.
To draw from that, there were people, Babu Rain Tlogwan, Babu Sam Williams, those people were paid nothing. But they gave the best talent you could ever imagine. You could never make up Uvelaphi. You could never make up his facial features.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You could never make up the idiosyncrasies.
It's the one of one.
You know what I mean? It's the one of one.
Yeah.
So if you're going to come into the industry and act like you built it, like you know something, you are not here without YFM at Petrums.
Yeah.
You know, now they are where they are, but they were there at Petrums. And the late Mandla Tlachwayo, we were there trying to come in. Slale Sofeni, Udez would audition us, would come, and Abo Paul would come, Abo Bad Boy would say, that this is my copy. I can come through, I can do this, I can do this. And then the next thing there's fresh, and then you are rejected, and then you move from there, and then you move together. Mandla then gets another show with Usisi Florence Masebe happening in the same year. I happened to get Ijemeli. But we've always been chasing, but chasing on the shoulders of the giants and the men and women who've established an industry where we can perform.
Man.
So I want to know, Wuti, how do you prepare yourself, like emotionally or mentally, like between hosting live shows and acting?
Live shows are the most beautiful things ever. You know, Live Lotto Draw was beautiful. First of all, I got taught by Jemeli by a live studio audience.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's also almost as if you're shooting for live.
Yeah.
These are people that don't know you.
Yeah.
They won't love if they don't want to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you're a new guy.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Yeah.
They will not.
Yeah.
They will not.
But then,
Start.
yes. So your teaching is good dramatic arts.
Yeah.
Though you're a classically trained actor in certain aspect and discipline of acting, we had to learn comedy as well. I'm not a comedian, but I can act in a comedic situation. But Kenneth Nkosi, without fail, or Desmond Dube, just plant them there, it's gone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
but the preparation of the live show, it's driven also by the adrenaline. That here we go. I've been on stage. I've acted stage. So stage prepares you for a live audience because you know there's no mistake. But then the TV opens up millions of people who can see every nuance, every facial experience. They can see you panicking if the auto cue or the auto cue operator has missed a certain part.
You need to go from
You
the
need to
dome.
go.
Yeah,
Now
yeah.
they can see it because it's so amplified. They can pause, they can tease, they can ridicule.
Are you in search of the perfect shooting space? Look no further. Introducing the Green Room, where creativity and sustainability unite. The Green Room provides a comfortable and versatile setting for all your shooting needs. Whether you're working on a film, commercial, or photo shoot, our Green Room offers the perfect backdrop for your vision to shine.
Yes, otherwise the green room experience was nothing but pure exciting and everything. If ever nifuna ukuzwakala like yo labantu laba buzzing ama-effects left, right and center nama-lighting angishadizwa ngithola. But I'd recommend you all to come through and sign up. Marafiri, next time, sure.
Don't miss out on the incredible opportunity. Book your shoot in the Green Room today at 124 Van Beek Street, right inside the Johannesburg Athletic Stadium, and be part of the sustainable revolution in the entertainment industry for these awesome deals. VMC Green Room, where creativity meets sustainability. Discover the perfect space for your next shoot.
There's nothing I dread when I have a son. I mean, I could have turned you guys down easily so that I can sleep.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? When you get the message, please be here at 8:45,
Man.
and I'm here at 8:50.
Yeah, prior.
9:41, I'm at the stairs.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because I respect who you are, what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
The expectation you might have of me as a person that's been in the industry, time should not be a thing that should be giving me a problem. Which is why I value time.
Taking
So if would give me be there at this time, I let go of my sleep. I let go of my breakfast to be at your service. So if I come to you and you waste 5 minutes of me, I'll probably never work with you again. Because that 5 minutes,
Could have been.
this will be the last time you see me.
So, sir, I just want to switch it up a bit and dive maybe into spirituality and
Jeez,
art,
okay.
right? How is spirituality important as an artist with what we do? Why is it important to us, and how can we navigate through it within our art?
What do you mean spirituality?
Spirituality, whatever that you believe in. It could be if you believe in God, or if you believe you're Muslim, if you're Shembe.
I got you.
Spirituality.
I got you, because there's a lot of definitions of
Yes,
things,
yes.
and one wants to answer what is proper. And you're saying how does that filter into what I do?
Yes, how is it important to apply it within your art, and how also can you navigate towards the art within your spirituality with meeting different people with different spiritual beliefs?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. First of all, this is a big ball of earth and planet that exists, maybe 8 billion people who believe in so many things. Some people believe in a tree or a rock or crystals.
Yeah.
This is what they've made sense as to how it vibrates to them and creates an energy of creativity that is applicable through their talent in what they do.
Yes, sir.
I'm cool with you doing that. You know, for me, I believe in the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Yes, sir.
You know, and for that, I take from the Holy Scriptures as to how I must do my work. First of all, the Holy Book will tell you about be disciplined about what you do.
Yes, sir.
First of all, it will tell you to love what you do, to respect the people you do it with. If you're going to argue with each other, argue with love, so that there is mutual benefit and respect. So the core
dropping.
Come on now.
the,
Come on.
the core basics of my belief are inserted into these things. An actor will come, like a young actor who's the hottest thing ever, will come late on set. So if I depart from my spiritual belief, ngene who I am, then I'm leaving that set. You know, because your favorite star has just arrived. No apology. No sorry, Pranems. I could have. We've waited 2 hours here because you've got 10 million followers, right? You can stay with your 10 million. I don't mind. It is your time.
Yeah.
But my time is my time. Then I call my agent. I make my feelings known. If I feel good, I cannot get back into the character that I was supposed to do, how I was supposed to deal with, because I prepared for this. I've invested in it so that the viewer can draw something from my soul.
Yes.
You know, my first scene with you is when I'm crying. Now I have to go back to a place that will come and I can give you that. And then when I come to you, or how you deliver your lines, you are deadpan, uthulile, you are unemotional. I can't get anything from you. I can't cry at that moment. Now they have to use a crying stick. We have to fake this instead of giving proper emotion. So the Bible is a great foundation for me to navigate and say, okay, this is what I'm going to do. This is how I respond to the person. Lastly, in that question, I use the law of grace. The law, I use the philosophy of law and grace. The law will be the contract, what the company expects me to do. 12-hour day, do whatever you want to do, and that's it.
Okay.
When that time passes, you know what I'm saying? It's overtime. And if you're not going to pay overtime, then I'm not going to be there because that's the law. But if you come to me and how you speak to me and you say, Branims, I need this to go in, otherwise the channel, Branims ngiyacela.
Sure.
1 hour of your hot man. I will make it up to you. You can come in 2 hours late tomorrow for this. I will show you grace.
Wow.
But if you think my grace is something to be messed with or something to be played with, I will always
get
give
it.
you the law. And the mawuqeda nje ukuthi uthi cut uqala uthi Branims ngiyaqoqa ngiyahamba ngiroom ngiyasiphumela because I haven't broken your contract. Yes. I've served the day. You know, ngene emotweni ngiyahamba because when I show you love and I show you grace, I'm something to trample on because you're the big director or big executive producer.
So I want to know, or we want to know, Guti, what's the most lesson you've learned as a fatherhood?
That I don't have time.
Yeah.
Ish.
I don't have time.
That sucks.
Especially when my kid is 11. I just don't have time. None of us have. What we have here is management of the environment we're in. It's true. You know, I could be gone tomorrow.
That's true.
You know, and you could be posting about me. I don't have time. Time continues. So then, knowing that, I cannot waste or allow someone to waste my time. You see, especially when it comes to my son, because I need to pour every single bit of love into that boy. You know what I'm saying? So if it says Okalang 10 and it's Okalang 11, you've already in my day you've taken an hour, and now with Jordan, I have to try and make
catch up.
Catch up manje. Angisayenzi lento bengiyiplanile naye ukuthi izothatha 2 hours. So my time is important. So that's the lesson for me. I value it and I treat it, whether I see my mom or I see a friend. You know, our time together is beautiful, whether it's frivolous or it's intense. It is beautiful. It is spent. It is. I want it to be here.
Have you ever been in the situation where I need to, you have to wear the character when you're acting, and then when you're living, you just
you're living. Yes.
Have you ever been in the situation where you can't live the character that you were in some scene or something?
No, I've never, but I take time to let it go.
Oh yeah.
You know, you've got a green room. You let go of the character. You meditate. You know, water is the universal solvent, and it's better to just cleanse yourself and let go. You know, because you're gonna be your mother's son, you're gonna be your father's son, you're gonna be a dad, you're gonna be a husband, you're gonna be a brother.
Yes, sir.
I can't be coming in as a murderer. You know what I mean? But some
True.
things, if they're not, especially deep psychological roles that tap into the fractured part of your life, they stay with you. You know, so it's important for, like Bridgerton, when the actor was complaining, you know, a certain streaming service did not take care of her after they shot.
Sure.
You know, that was sad to hear, because sometimes you tap into a space that you thought was closed. You know what I mean? But then you open something, a memory, an occurrence, a hurt that has been there since you were 2. It only comes out now when you're 22. And then who helps you then afterwards?
Yeah.
Then you have to go home and start thinking, my gosh, Konje, I reprised a role where this truly happened.
Yeah.
Now you have to deal with that instant trauma, you know.
Just
I think
to
also
stretch, just
you
to
can
add,
stretch
yeah,
it.
just to
Just stretch
stretch
it, sure.
Matala's question, how important is mental health in our society? Because like even with suicidal, it's very high, you know. And what's your take on also depression? And how can one breathe towards, like, or live with it? Because some people believe that they are chronically depressed, you know, and like it comes and it goes, you know. So what's like, because personally on my view, I feel like depression, it's wanting something that you can't have and stressing over something that you can't really control over, you know. So what's your view on our mental health as artists, you know, with depression and suicidal, you know, since you also touched in on characters, you know, because let's say you get a character where you have to be a murderer, you know, you have to kill people, so now you have to research and, you know, be in that character, and then the next thing something happens, you know. So how do you deal with your mental?
The key word there on the surface, right, is research.
Okay.
I mean, you can go to the mind by reading Sigmund Freud, or you can research about the human mind, which is really, it's not even the last frontier.
Yeah, I know.
You know, because your mind is as endless as a hole in
Unlimited.
space.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's only you that has to tap into it. I mean, they do say that there's a certain percentage of our brains that will die not having used. But the book of Jeremiah 33:3 says, good to know, I can show you the secrets of your mind. Let me show you. It's your engagement then with your creator, or what you believe in what you want to see, right? So
I need to read that
Taking
book.
yeah, same.
so
Yeah.
there are so many things that are happening that we consume with our eyes. We put them in our minds and we play them. Whether you see a car that a friend has at a particular age, and you look at your situation, you're not there. How then? What controls? What balances that information in your mind? Because then you start feeling that maybe something's wrong with me. You know, why or why am I not at commercial radio? Why am I not on Metro? Why am I not at there? Why am I not chosen for this role? Why? And then your mind then starts playing these games. It only allows you what you feed it, and then it tries to fit where you want to fit it. And then if you go to the portal where this frustrates you so much that you remove every single thing that is beautiful about yourself and exalt that which puts you down, then you will find yourself in that
Depression state.
that state, right? Then that's why they have to balance you with medication, right? So that you can exist,
Cope.
you can cope, you know. That's why then the Holy Bible says, renew your mind every single day.
Daily.
Renew your mind. It talked about, I mean, The Holy Prophet Moses was a very temperamental guy, because there's 1.6 million people he has to deal with, and they keep doing the wrong thing. But until he meets Jethro, who has a beautiful mind, who says, why don't you segment to take the judges and put them there, take these ones and do them there, and then you can be able to have a space to yourself, and you can meditate with God, because all of these people, they've got different minds, you know, and they can do things. And also, what is feeding you externally in the world of social media, especially young people? There's a lot of false desire that is there. In the world of influencers, it's a great space for young people. We didn't have it. It's a great space. But what is influencing you? Because the word influence, it means to change, so that you do what that thing says. You know what I mean? You must change. If I influence you, I influence Ngamasheta Tile or something, I'm influencing you to change your entire wardrobe. So when that information comes to you, how do you filter it then? How do you decode it as being important or not important to you? It's very, very, very critical.
Hey man, we're hanging with our Babu Nimrod Nkosi.
You know,
An amazing guy. Listen, he's been dropping gems, and you know what? As VMC, want to say thank you. It's not a goodbye. Just want to give him his props. Like, yo,
I appreciate it.
I'm a singer today, right?
Yeah.
And one of my dreams was to see myself on Gem Ellie.
Yeah.
Right. And I think the late Keenan Forbes, aka, also wrote about it. Like, yo, guys, I got in the industry so late. I really wanted to be Middle Center. So, you know, you touched on the Bible a lot. There's a woman in the Bible that says, "If only I can touch his garment,
the hem
I know
of the garment.
I'll be healed." Right.
Yeah.
And I wanna take that in another context to say, if only us as creatives today, we can just lean closer to you guys as shadows.
And
If we can lean close, we don't want to get in your shoes, but if we can lean in your shadows, I think we will understand the importance of time, the importance of our supporters, because you've been in the game, you've been in the industry for so long. There's things that you understand, there's things that you do, your staying power. Even today, you look good, you smell good, you know, you
Look
what
fresh.
what is that? So if only we can just lean closer to your shadows, yourself, Obabu Ringo, the legends, Silo Makika Ncube, Kenneth. If only, you know, the people that are listening, the creatives, just yearn to be in your shadows, just to get shade from it, I think we'll go far.
I think the way you started it is beautiful. The story of that woman, she's been going through that time for 12 years, not getting any help.
Yes, sir.
And when you're going through that time in your period,
Yeah.
when you're having your periods for 12 years non-stop, there's a certain odor about you. There's a certain irritation around those. And there's a certain, she could have been dejected. But she knew
If only.
that this person, this person,
Yeah.
this person,
Yes, sir.
and then the person's characteristics are not that of rejection. So if you're choosing then a brother, a sister in the industry, you must look at the characteristics of this person, the value system of this person. Do they have patience for you? Do they have it in them to share? Do they have it in them to be able to say, I can model you through this, I can advise you through this on Instagram, I can give you daily nuggets. Do they have it, or are they in their own world? Because then you are going to touch a hem of a garment that will make your bleeding worse. You know what I'm saying?
Dented, make it
and
worse.
now you are like, my goodness, why did I go through the crowd just to touch this person? But because she knew how beautiful this man was.
Yes, sir.
And she knew what the holiness is within him, then touching it. And that's why Jesus turns around and says, hey, who touched me? Somebody touched me there. Faith was transferred. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people that I've helped that will never say when they're famous. But my value in this world is to do the best that I can to give you what you can do with it. You know what I mean? Whether you thank me or not is fine. It would be nice to be thanked because you did not build it yourself. Someone opened that door for you. I wouldn't be here if Uvinola didn't teach me properly how to do and run a studio audience. That's why I'll always thank her.
Grateful,
I'm not coming here and hitting my chest like I did this all by myself.
sir.
The things that I grew into then,
Yes, sir.
I can't even claim that I did it. I thank God that I had the discipline to do this and this and this and this through the words and the mantras of the Bible.
Amen.
So, sir, since you also act, and I'm hearing you're a believer,
Oh, yeah, yeah,
you're
yeah.
a Christian.
I am.
Yeah, so I just want to find out how do you choose characters? Are there certain characters that you don't choose because of certain values that you have that maybe doesn't resonate with your morals, or your Christian values, like with characters, and also with certain events where it'll book you to MC, and maybe there are certain things that the energy is detecting, or how does that happen, and what happens when that happens?
It does, even at its softest level. Like when I was playing Pastor Zake's Go Hope
Okay.
on Moja Love. It's a field that I like because it's closer to home.
Yeah.
But I still have to ask permission
Okay.
to say, okay, Father, this talent that you've given me is giving me this role, because Scripture in its own is true.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you understand what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
I don't know what the process of other actors are when they play the part yomfundisi, but for me, abanye batlare, hey, again, hey,
Yeah.
I don't want to go to that realm.
Okay.
So that's why I go say go hope.
Yeah.
I invested because I knew how powerful Scripture is, and I knew if I said something, I meant it, and it's in the Bible, and you understand the talent that you gave me to reenact. Otherwise we wouldn't have so many stories told about Jesus and the movies, the Passion of the Christ.
There's a
It's
lot.
a reenactment of that. And James Caviezel, who played that part, his life was never the same.
was
after
never the
that.
same, yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you say to me, I must play a Satanist, I will say, no, thank you. It is not something that I
That's
want.
your value.
Yes. But if you want to say to me, you're playing a child trafficker, then I reenact what's in the society and try and show the society the dangers of child trafficking, through a particular role. Now, Kona, you research it with the groups that are there,
Sure.
there are a lot of organizations that deal with child trafficking. What are the idiosyncrasies of traffickers? You know what I mean?
It's a teachable moment.
Yeah. How do you like a young girl? How do you tease her as an older man? First of all, there is ignorance there. She's 20. You have lived 30
Sure.
more than her.
You're more experienced.
You know what I'm saying? This person comes uzofunda like Jobe,
Yeah.
res.
Yeah.
I'm sure in his first niggas are 1.5. That don't mean nothing to
Yeah.
her. And then I'm sure she has to deal with issues of data and airtime or whatever if they have Wi-Fi. But she has to go out. And then she starts to have an appetite and meets an older guy. And then how do you do it then? You introduce her to a croissant instead of ikota. As
Yeah.
old ikota.
Yeah.
Croissant
Croissants.
and
Yes.
blue cheese.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then you start now
reeling
to,
them in.
That's it. You
Yeah.
reel them in. It's a little improvement. You look beautiful today. I didn't know your eyes shine like that. When you smile, your eyes actually close smile. And then that person.
He's putting me on game. He's putting me on game. Ladies, come on now.
Ganti, you are getting into a person's insecurities.
Yeah.
You are amplifying them by affirming her.
That's true.
That's why she cannot go back
Yeah.
to a guy her age. Because I've just sat her down as Zulek and I read Plato. Or I read some philosopher,
Yeah.
and I tell her about the evolution of the earth, the cosmic nature, the Aztec mountains.
Now she's fascinated.
Now she's held on, and no. Why are you buying your groceries? No, because no. We don't buy here. We buy here. You know what I mean? And then you begin to see the way she moves, the way she dresses, the way she talks, the way she acts, because she's taking it from you. Then she has to go to a reality of her home.
She doesn't fit in anymore.
And then all of a
Out of
sudden
place,
she sees these things that don't fit in. And Daddy, can you please pick me up? And it's the first week of the holiday, first day.
Jeez.
She can't, that bed is still there. Imenga matine bed.
Jeez.
You've been with the golden goose pillows.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Man, I think in closing, this is my last question. I always ask our guests this question.
Yeah.
Hopefully it will not get you, Mr. Nkosi. When was the last time you did something new for the first time?
Something new for the first time. I slept on the left is all. I'm right-handed, so lala towards my right.
So in your entire life,
In my entire life.
first time yesterday
Wow.
you
The
slept.
other side, the other left, you'll see it. It's always proper.
Jeez, man, someone has an answer.
It's always clean.
Yeah,
neat,
yeah,
So
yeah.
it's all. I'm like,
Hi, man.
no, okay. Let me try sleeping on the left. You know, I've tried it. I mean,
Yeah.
I go to hotels.
Sure.
And after blessing the spacings of Lalaguso,
Sure.
Yeah.
I tried to go to the left, but but it's all in my bedroom. I just went to the left.
Okay.
And I slept. I woke up ngidale ngo-8 ngavuka ngabo-3.
Yeah.
So that was a good in.
Sure.
You know, so I'm learning to use the entire bed.
Okay. I also have the last question
Yes,
that
ma'am.
I always ask our guests. So the question is, looking at your younger self, what will you say to yourself?
You go, boy. You go get them. You're going to meet people that's going to disturb your path. You're going to meet this and this, but I'm not going to tell you, I'm not going to change that for you. I'm going to let you go through it. Because at age 53, you'll be at an interview
Yeah.
somewhere in town. They'll give you a beautiful introduction. They will praise you. They will ask you questions. They will appraise you. They will honor you. And all that you've gone through would have been right for you. The strength that you will have at 21, at 25, when you turn 40, you're going to be beautiful. You'll see. But there'll be a time when you'll go through so much in the desert. But I can tell you, the Lord will make a fountain in the desert. When the industry is 6 months, nothing is happening. The strength you'd have acquired through these problems, names, you're going to love yourself. By the time you leave this interview, go and have your breakfast and sit down and doing nothing and doing your manicures and your feet.
Yeah.
You'd have known it is a complete thing you needed to go through. So I'll say to myself, such a pleasure to meet you, boy.
Speaking
It's
that,
very nice.
You see, I'm noticing, sir, how you speak. You're gentle to yourself.
Yes.
And as humans, we're not as kind as we are to people, to ourselves. Like, we don't do that. So, lastly, my question is, you've been consistent for so long,
Yeah,
over
thank you.
3 decades. Like, it's today, even JT was like, you sound so nervous, because I'm not, because your energy, your aura. I'm like,
And I
guys,
understand.
wipe here. You know, I would love advice from me personally, you know,
Yeah.
since I would also want to have that consistency that you have, and I'm new also in radio, you know. What advice would you give someone in broadcast, and how do you stay consistent, you know, like throughout the years with everything that happens?
What are your core values
Okay.
as a person?
Okay.
Because consistency is defined or derailed by your values. What is it that you will not do to get ahead?
Okay.
What is it that you will stomach when you don't have a break? How versatile are you? How open-minded are you within the media space? How many books are you reading about articulation? For example, I think you were reading The Traffic. Who was reading The Traffic?
That's
Nziyelelo.
Nziyelelo.
Yeah, so not in a bad way. But then there's no back music. When I was listening, there was no back track. And then there's a word, man, that kept on bothering me. Ukuthi no, akalisho kahle. So because as broadcasters, these are words that we must use. You know, we invest in them. How then do you do that? How then do you stay top of mind? You know, how then do you insert yourself? How many MC gigs do you find out? How many times do you put yourself out there and say, for MC gigs, please do, my rate card is a Hamburg 5,000. How long are you going to do that for? For 3 months? And then once you've elevated yourself and you say, Planims, please, if you have something, so may I please come along just to see. Ukuthi uyibamba kanjani functioning abantu abayi 10,000, a company that's celebrating awards. Then I'm able to bring that light to you. Then that is knowledge to you. When you are successful, how humble are you that now you're successful? You are the it thing. Everybody talks about you.
Sure.
You're winning awards. How then do you deal with yourself at that time? You know, and then how then do you also meet different generations in your journey and still kill it in that journey?
Sure.
You know, so how then do you do it?
Okay.
Yeah, well, once you start at the center of who you are, how you give to the world is important. But once you take so much from what the world dictates to you, it will erode who you are, and then you start getting into unfamiliar territories of bad friends, bad habits, and then slowly, but surely, you will go down. You will go down.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much. Platinums, V, we're sorry. Come, we have 3 minutes. I ask us, I'm glad you're a legend. So, V, how are you doing? Please tell us what's going to happen now at 10 for Brunch Breeze.
All right, my brothers, you know, it's your host, Anolubo. So from 10 until 1, today we're going to be checking on the notable events that occurred in South Africa in history on this day. So because it's Strawberry Thursday, remember? And also to our guest, we do have a guest today. He's an artist all the way from Mtuba, I love. Mtuba from KZN. And also the main topic of the day is are black people given enough, are given equal opportunities? That's the main topic of today. So please stay tuned in for Brunch Breeze until 1.
Thank you so much. You know what's funny, my colleagues, is that V's voice has disappeared, Mr. Nkosi, because V, she's whispering.
But it's understandable. It's understandable.
How? Usually you speak properly. But today your voice is.
I don't want to waste your time.
Okay.
I don't want to waste your time.
Okay. So, Niazuguti, we guys, we had a good time today. I know that my people have 1 minute. We're not going to say a lot. I just want to say goodbye, adios, amigos. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place. Thank you so much.